Hello everybody, I am back. I feel like it has been so long since I have been sitting in this chair and filming, and that is due to us traveling these past few months. We have been on a cruise and we went to Disney, so we have a big long vacation. I have those vlogs. I can link those down below if you would like to see them. They're super fun. It was so much fun taking my son and my husband on their first cruise. They absolutely loved it. So we were busy doing that. We were doing some other traveling that I didn't vlog just because I wanted to spend time with family while we were traveling, and just some life things, just adjusting to life and, going through some things with, our little family here. So just been so crazy and busy, but I hope everyone is having such a wonderful summer. It is just getting over the 4th of July here, so we had so much fun hanging out and doing different things, and it was just amazing to spend time as a family and just kind of reset and just really enjoy each other during this season. Anyways, enough about me. If you have stumbled upon this video, hi, my name is Emily and welcome to my channel. I am so happy that you are here. I share a lot of these types of videos where it's anything dealing with Disney. We do a lot of our Disney vlogs I share on this channel, and then just certain life things that maybe certain life updates that I will put on this channel as well. So if it's something you're interested in, I would love if you would stick around. Go ahead and subscribe to my channel. And then also, if you're interested in more videos like this, go ahead and hit that like button. That way I know can kind of help with the YouTube algorithm. Okay, so let's just get right into it, because I know that since you clicked on this video, you are looking to save money at Disney, and specifically you are looking to stay at a deluxe Disney resort. So if that is something that you're interested in, I have good news. It is totally possible, even if you are looking for Disney on a budget, it is totally possible to stay at a deluxe resort. I never thought it was possible, because when I looked at going to Disney, whenever we were booking the hotels, I always booked straight through Disney's website, and I was always looking at the rack rate. And one of my biggest secrets is never pay that rack rate. Absolutely never, ever pay that rack rate, because I was wondering, I'm like, how can these people afford to stay at the Grand Floridian and at the Contemporary Resort? I remember when my husband and I went on our honeymoon, we were one of those people where we paid the rack rate through Disney prices. And looking back, I'm like, oh my gosh, we could have saved so much money if I would have known some of these tips that I do today. And these are the tips that I use, so that way, anytime we go to Disney, 99% of the time we are staying in a deluxe resort, because we have been spoiled over these years. We absolutely love it. It is just something so nice that we're able to stay in these types of resorts. And once you do it, it's really hard to go back to some of the value ones, even though all the value ones have a special place in my heart. I absolutely love them. I tell my husband all the time, I love to still stay at them. He's kind of a snob in that sense. He has been spoiled. He likes to stay at the deluxe resorts. But anyways, what I am trying to say is it is totally possible to stay at these resorts. And I never thought it would be for our family. So let me share some of my tips how we stay at deluxe resorts at Disney every time we go. And here's a secret. Me and my family go a lot to Disney. We go multiple times a year. So it's not like we're just saving up for a one-time-a-year trip. We go multiple times a year, and multiple times we are staying at deluxe resorts. So like I said before, you are never gonna wanna pay that rack rate that Disney displays on their website. Now that rack rate is what the price is without any discounts, any incentives, if you book directly through them. So sometimes Disney will run specials when they are looking to fill some of their hotel space. So that can include certain percentages that will go all the way from value to deluxe. Now, most of the time when you are looking at booking, deluxe does have the most percentage off. So it is kind of that nice little thing where you are getting more off than what you would stay, if you're staying at one of the all-star sports or all-star movies. So you are kind of given that nice little incentive of getting that extra percentage off. But from what I found, it's still pretty pricey, even with that percentage off. If you're looking at maybe possibly a one-bedroom villa, which is what we like to do when we stay at the deluxe resorts. We love one-bedroom villas because my son is still 2 years old, so he's still napping. And my husband and I like to have the freedom of being able to, you know, if we want to watch TV, do different things, not have to worry about disturbing him, we can go ahead, put him in the bedroom when he is napping. And then that way we have the kitchen area, we have the living room area if we want to go ahead and, you know, just kind of like do whatever we do, kind of live instead of just tiptoeing around him. So we very much enjoy doing a 1 bedroom. But like I said, when you're still looking at that, at the Disney prices, they're still expensive, even with the discounts that they run. Sometimes they'll run like 35% off or 25% off during different seasons, and they can still get really, really pricey. So what I like to do is I like to use some different websites in order to kind of rent out some DVC points. DVC is the Disney Vacation Club, and what that is Disney's timeshare program. So this is where people get a certain amount of points each year, and they are invested in, so then that way they can use those points and they can book at different resorts that are DVC. So that would include the Riviera, Grand Floridian, that would be the Bay Lake Tower, Saratoga Springs, Old Key West. There is a whole list of them. I can list them down below, but they can choose from that list and they can go ahead and use their points. There's also different locations, but I'm just gonna talk about Disney World just to make it a little bit more simpler because we don't need to get into any of the other places right now. But so you can choose from that list and you can use your points to go ahead and book. Now, the better the resort, the higher the point amount is gonna be. So if you're looking at staying somewhere, let's say the Polynesian, if you wanna stay in the Polynesian and you wanna stay in a 1 bedroom villa, you're gonna be paying a good amount of points to stay there. So if you are looking to spend less points, then you can go ahead and stay somewhere who's not so popular, which would be Old Key West is the least amount. So you could stay there and then do like a studio if that is what you're looking for. So they go all on the point amount. However, it is really nice because sometimes people don't use all of their points whenever they're in the DVC club, whether it is they can't travel that year, they're just not looking to go on as many vacations. Sometimes these people will rent out their points, and that's where it comes in nice for someone like my family, where we do not do DVC. We just don't think it's right for our family right now. We aren't looking to buy into it and do the timeshare, but we do love the option of being able to get these points still without being officially DVC members. So you're probably wondering, okay, well, how do I do this? Do I have to know somebody? You know, do I have to be, you know, just be a friend with somebody who is in DVC, you know, knows? No, you don't have to do any of that. I do not know any of these people that I, you know, rent these points from. So there's a couple of different options that you can go through, different websites, and you can see, you know, where you want to rent the points from. One of the first options is one of kind of my favorites. It's one of the safer options, honestly, and that's DVC Rental Store. DVC Rental Store is basically taking those points from those people where they, you know, they might not be traveling, like I said, they might not need all of those points. So they're gonna use those points and they're gonna rent those out for people like you and I who aren't part of DVC, but still wanna do those deluxe, you know, resorts. So they will take those points and they will have different options on their website. They actually have their confirmed reservations where if you're looking at a certain time, if you're kind of flexible to where when you want to go to Disney, you could look at those and they'll have the full amount price on there. Or there's different options where you could reach out specifically and say, hey, I want to go, you know, June 30th through July 4th. Is there any openings? And they will give you some options of the resorts that are available. So DVC Rental Store, they will take those points, like I said, and then they will rent them out to people like you and I. And then that way, those people can kind of make money on their points and they're just not sitting over there. I know that you can roll over those points in your, you know, allotment or whatever you want to do, but sometimes people like to make a little bit of extra money and go ahead and rent them out. So like I said, DVC Rental Store kind of handles all that back end stuff, the contract and just the booking. And when you book through them, you actually get like your confirmed reservation through Disney. So if you've ever booked a Disney hotel, whether that's like a moderate or, you know, a value resort, and you have the My Disney Experience app, you'll see it shows up automatically in your plans there. And that is exactly what happens whenever you rent through the DVC rental store. So you don't have to worry about it. Is it legit? Is it, kind of shady? It's perfectly legit. And then they actually have a cancellation policy in case you need to cancel for whatever reason. Now, I do know that their cancellation policy, it does vary. So there's a certain amount of days where you have to cancel by, and when you do cancel, you only get a credit. You don't get your money back. So it's something to be a little careful of, because if you're not 100% sure you want to go during those dates, you might want to reconsider actually booking through them. So, but otherwise, they can save you a ton of money from what you actually pay through Disney, through those rack rates like I was telling you. So those points can go from anywhere from, you could go from like $17 a point to like $19 a point, $20 a point. And usually you're gonna need, it depends on when you stay and how long you stay. So I know some places at Saratoga Springs, they are like certain times of the year, they're only like 12 points per night. So you do the math, it's like 12 points per night, and you stay for, 3 nights, then you're looking at like 36 points. And then you would multiply that by $17, $18, $19 per point. And then that's how you get your total price. So it's a little bit of math you have to do on your own to kind of figure out like when you're getting the better deal. And there are certain times of the year, like I said, where it's less points. So that's gonna be like, throughout January after the New Year's crowd and all the holidays crowds have left. And then you have times like early May, you have in September when it's really slow in Disney. So those are gonna be the times where you're not gonna need as many points. So it's a lot to take in, but if you know DVC, you know what I'm talking about. But that is one of my options that I use in order to, stay at those deluxe resorts and not pay that full Disney amount. And then one of my favorite ways that I have been utilizing a lot is I use a website, and it is called Disboards. Disboards is where you deal with the DVC members directly. So they are gonna make posts on this little discussion board, and they're gonna say, hey, I'm selling so many points at Bay Lake Tower for $18 a point. And then you can kind of go through and you can look, okay, well, I'm looking to go beginning of January, and we would need so many points to stay possibly at Bay Lake Tower, and this person is selling this amount. So $18 times, let's say 160 points, that's gonna be the amount that I'm looking to pay for the rental. So it's kind of like I said, you have the freedom to do your own math and then kind of, work with that member in order to see what's available. And most of the people are super, super nice. I absolutely love working with all these DVC members. They are so nice. They'll check for you. They'll check for the different dates. And then if it works out, what you can do is usually, you give them your information, and then they will send you over a contract. Sometimes it's physical, sometimes it's digital. But when they send that to you, you sign it, do whatever, and then they will send you either you pay like PayPal, Venmo, sometimes they take checks, sometimes they'll do Zelle, but you do that, and then they will make the booking for you through the DVC store. And usually they want some sort of payment before they make that booking, which I understand. And then most of the time what they'll do too is they'll put their name on it. So sometimes they'll only require 50% of the deposit down, and then they'll still have their name on the reservation. That way, in case for some reason they don't get the rest of the, money, they can go ahead and keep that reservation in their name. And then sometimes what I've seen too is I think some of those cases, if people back out of that and still paid 50% of that booking, which is kind of crazy to me that people just back out of it, but I digress. It's what they'll do is they'll actually sell that reservation on Disboards too. So if you're flexible of when you can go to Disney, you can actually just book that reservation. So I seen one where it was $1,500 to stay at the boardwalk for like 5 nights, which was amazing. I would have jumped on it if I wasn't, busy and we couldn't travel during that time. But you'll see stuff like that all the time. And sometimes people need to quickly, use up their points. So sometimes they'll need their points used by like October, and they'll say, hey, I'm only selling these for $16 a point, which is very, very good. So if you see that, you really want to jump on those deals. But it is just a really nice way. Now, I will say that with Disboards, that is all at your own discretion, and you know, you're liable for your own money. Like there's no safety net there. There's no cancellation policies. You are working strictly with that DVC member. So if for some reason you would have to cancel, if there's a medical emergency, it is up to that DVC member to decide whether they want to, you know, help you out and maybe reschedule, give you a little bit of a refund, or if they just want to say, you know what, that's on you. So it all depends. It all depends on the person. But everybody that I've worked with, I haven't had to cancel personally, but everybody that I have worked with is super, super nice and helpful and has just made the process so easy. So I really do enjoy working with the DVC members just this way and then renting out the points that way. That's it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I didn't go too much into the DVC portion. If you guys want to see that, let me know in the comments below. I would love to kind of talk more about DVC. Like I said, we aren't members, so I know a lot about it, but I can't really speak to being a member, but I can give you all the information that I do know about it. So if you want to see it, go ahead and let me know below. And like I said, if you aren't already, go ahead and subscribe. I would love if you would stick around. We have more Disney vlogs coming here in the future. So I'm really excited about this next trip. It's gonna be so much fun. And we have more vacations coming up. So would love if you guys would stick around and watch those. Until next time, everybody, bye.